Why do the innocent suffer? This question has haunted thinkers for centuries. Today we explore Fyodor Dostoevsky's profound inquiry into this troubling issue. Dostoevsky, a towering figure in Russian literature, grapples with human suffering and divine justice. His novel, The Brothers Karamazov, dives deep into these complex themes. Through vivid storytelling, he confronts the grim realities of life. He masterfully weaves philosophical inquiry into his narrative, challenging readers to reflect. Dostoevsky's exploration is both beautiful and unsettling. It forces us to confront our deepest fears and beliefs. It questions the very essence of morality in a world filled with suffering. This is not an easy journey, but it is a necessary one. Dostoevsky pushes us to look beyond surface truths. He dares us to see the raw, unvarnished nature of human existence. In The Brothers Karamazov, Dostoevsky presents a powerful argument about the problem of evil. The novel is a masterpiece, rich with philosophical debate. Here, the character Ivan Karamazov becomes a central voice. Ivan embodies many of Dostoevsky's own doubts and struggles. He is a thinker, a skeptic, and a seeker of truth. Through Ivan, Dostoevsky raises profound questions. Is the world, with all its beauty and horror, truly just? Can a benevolent God permit such suffering? Ivan's inquiries are sharp and unsettling. He challenges the notion that divine justice can justify human misery. For Ivan, the suffering of even one innocent child is too high a price. Dostoevsky does not offer easy answers. Instead, he presents a complex tapestry of ideas and emotions. His writing does not shy away from the darkness lurking within the human soul. He confronts it head-on, forcing us to do the same. Ivan Karamazov's skepticism is deeply rooted in his understanding of suffering. He sees it not as a test of faith, but as a cruel reality. His character questions whether any future reward can justify present agony. This is a radical challenge to traditional religious beliefs. It forces us to reconsider our assumptions about faith and justice. Through Ivan, Dostoevsky asks, is it moral to accept suffering for the sake of a greater good? This question resonates deeply within the novel. It is a question that continues to spark debate among philosophers and theologians. Ivan's struggle is not just with the existence of suffering. It is also with the idea that faith can transcend logic. This is where Dostoevsky's narrative takes a captivating turn. He introduces the idea of faith beyond reason, a faith that defies human logic. Dostoevsky's portrayal of Ivan is both sympathetic and critical. Ivan is tormented by his inability to reconcile faith and reason. His arguments are compelling, yet they leave him in a state of despair. This internal conflict is a key theme in Dostoevsky's work. It reflects the broader struggle between faith and doubt that defines much of human thought. Ivan's skepticism reaches its peak in a compelling chapter of the novel. Here, he presents his rebellion speech, a powerful critique of divine justice. Ivan refuses to accept a world where innocent suffering is justified by future happiness. This is a profound moment in the novel, a turning point that challenges readers to think deeply about justice and morality. Dostoevsky does not resolve Ivan's questions. Instead, he leaves them open, inviting readers to grapple with them. This is the genius of Dostoevsky's writing. He does not preach or dictate. He simply presents the raw truth. Through Ivan, Dostoevsky invites us to question our own beliefs. He challenges us to look at the world with clear eyes. Are we willing to accept suffering for a greater good? Or do we, like Ivan, find this idea morally untenable? These questions are as relevant today as they were in Dostoevsky's time. They force us to confront the nature of faith in a world rife with pain. Dostoevsky's inquiry into suffering and divine justice remains a powerful commentary on the human condition. Through his characters, he explores the darkest aspects of life and the enduring search for meaning. By presenting Ivan's doubts and struggles, Dostoevsky invites us to engage with these timeless issues. He encourages us to ponder the role of faith in our own lives. His novel is not just a story. It is a philosophical journey. A journey that challenges us to think deeply about the world and our place in it. Dostoevsky's exploration of human suffering is as relevant now as ever. It challenges us to reconsider our understanding of justice and morality. It urges us to reflect on the complexities of faith in a troubled world. As we continue to explore these themes, we delve deeper into the human experience. Dostoevsky's exploration reaches its pinnacle with the strongest objection. Here, the concept of faith beyond logic stands central. This idea is potent and perplexing. Dostoevsky artfully presents it without resolution. He leaves it hanging, an open question that lingers in the mind. It challenges the notion that reason can always guide us. In Ivan Karamazov's struggle, we see this tension clearly. Ivan's skepticism about divine justice is profound. Yet, he is confronted with the possibility of faith that transcends human understanding, a kind of faith that does not rely on logic or evidence. This faith is mysterious, powerful, and deeply unsettling. It beckons us to consider beliefs that defy rational explanation. Dostoevsky suggests that such faith may indeed exist. Still, he does not commit to it. He presents it as an enigma, a puzzle for us to contemplate. This unresolved exploration raises numerous ethical questions. Can we, as rational beings, accept a belief system beyond comprehension? Is it ethical to embrace faith amidst the reality of human suffering? These are profound questions that Dostoevsky poses. They require us to reflect deeply on our values and beliefs. They compel us to examine the role of faith in a world rife with pain. Dostoevsky invites us to ponder these issues without offering simple answers. His narrative does not provide comfort or certainty. Instead, it demands that we engage with the complexity of belief and doubt. It asks us to consider the moral implications of faith in the face of suffering. This is not a passive inquiry. It is an active engagement with some of life's most challenging questions. Through his characters, Dostoevsky encourages us to wrestle with these ideas. He does not shy away from the darkness and despair that accompany them. Rather, he embraces them, presenting them with honesty and depth. This approach adds to the richness of his work. It leaves a lasting impact on those who engage with it. Dostoevsky's exploration of faith and suffering invites deep reflection. It challenges us to think critically about our beliefs. Are we prepared to accept a faith beyond logic? Can we reconcile this with the harsh realities of the world? These questions remain as relevant today as they were in Dostoevsky's time. They speak to the enduring nature of human inquiry and existential doubt. In grappling with these themes, we delve into the heart of Dostoevsky's philosophy. He does not lead us to a definitive conclusion. Instead, he opens up a space for contemplation and dialogue. This is the hallmark of his genius. He provokes thought, inspires discussion, and challenges assumptions. As we continue this journey, we invite you to delve deeper into Dostoevsky's insights. Join us in our next philosophical essay as we explore these thought-provoking ideas further. We will consider the implications of faith beyond logic. We will examine how belief and suffering intersect in a complex moral landscape. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Dostoevsky's profound inquiry. We hope it has inspired you to reflect on these timeless issues. Until next time, take care and continue questioning. Dostoevsky's exploration of faith in the context of suffering is not just a theoretical exercise. It is grounded in the harsh realities of 19th century Russia. During this time, the tension between traditional religious beliefs and the growing influence of rationalism and science was palpable. Dostoevsky's own life experiences, including his time in a Siberian labor camp, profoundly influenced his perspective on faith and suffering. In the Brothers Karamazov, Dostoevsky presents the character of Ivan Karamazov, who embodies skepticism towards a benevolent God in the face of human suffering. Ivan famously asserts that the suffering of a single innocent child cannot be justified, even by the promise of eternal harmony. This echoes a central ethical question. Can faith in a just and loving God withstand the reality of senseless suffering? Through Ivan, Dostoevsky raises an objection to faith grounded in logic and morality. If God is omnipotent and benevolent, why does evil and suffering exist? This is often referred to as the problem of evil, a philosophical dilemma that has troubled theologians and philosophers alike. Dostoevsky does not offer Ivan a clear answer, reflecting the complexity and ambiguity of this issue. However, Dostoevsky contrasts Ivan's rational skepticism with the faith of his brother, Alyosha. Alyosha represents a different approach to faith, one that transcends logic and embraces the mystery of belief. He embodies a compassionate and empathetic engagement with the world. suggesting that faith can manifest through love and action, rather than intellectual assent. Alyosha's faith is not untouched by doubt, but it is fortified by his experiences of human connection and kindness. Dostoevsky's narrative invites readers to consider the possibility of a faith that coexists with doubt and acknowledges suffering without denying it. This approach parallels the thoughts of Søren Kierkegaard, a philosopher who also grappled with the tension between faith and reason. Kierkegaard proposed that faith is a leap beyond rational evidence, a commitment to belief in the face of uncertainty. Critics might argue that such a view of faith is naive, or even dangerous, as it could lead to irrationality or fanaticism. However, Dostoevsky and Kierkegaard both emphasize the personal and subjective nature of faith. It is not about abandoning reason, but about recognizing that some aspects of human experience, such as love, hope, and meaning, extend beyond the purely rational. In examining the historical context, it is important to note how Dostoevsky's Russia was a society in transition. The rise of atheistic ideologies and the decline of traditional religious authority created a cultural backdrop that informed his inquiry into faith. This was a time when individuals were grappling with newfound freedoms and uncertainties, much like the characters in his novels. Dostoevsky's engagement with these themes has resonated through the centuries, influencing existentialist thinkers such as Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus. Camus, in The Myth of Sisyphus, explores the idea of the absurd, the conflict between humans' search for meaning and the indifferent universe. He suggests that one must imagine Sisyphus, condemned to an eternity of meaningless toil, as happy. This perspective challenges the notion that meaning must be found within a divinely ordained framework. Despite their differing conclusions, Camus and Dostoevsky both highlight the courage required to face a universe where suffering is inevitable. They suggest that meaning and faith can be constructed through human resilience and solidarity, rather than divine intervention. By examining the intersection of belief and suffering, Dostoevsky prompts us to reflect on our own responses to pain and injustice. Are we, like Ivan, to question and doubt, or can we, like Alyosha, find faith in the act of loving others? Dostoevsky does not dictate which path we should take, but rather illuminates the complexity of the human condition. As we consider these profound questions, we are reminded of the enduring relevance of Dostoevsky's work. In a world still grappling with suffering and uncertainty, his exploration of faith invites us to engage with our beliefs critically and compassionately. Through the lens of Dostoevsky's narrative, we are encouraged to ponder the possibility of a faith that is not an escape from reality, but a way to navigate it, with all its challenges and mysteries. This exploration of faith as a navigational tool rather than an escape is exemplified in Dostoevsky's novel, The Brothers Karamazov. The character of Alyosha Karamazov embodies a faith rooted in action and love, not blind adherence to doctrine. Alyosha seeks to embody the teachings of Father Zosima, who emphasizes compassion and humility over dogma. This is demonstrated in Alyosha's interactions with other characters, where he often chooses empathy and understanding over judgment and condemnation. Contrast Alyosha with his brother Ivan, who represents the rational skeptic. Ivan's philosophical struggle culminates in the famous Grand Inquisitor chapter, where he vividly imagines a dialogue between Jesus and a powerful cardinal during the Spanish Inquisition. The cardinal argues that humanity cannot handle the freedom that true faith requires, and instead needs miracles and authority to guide them. Ivan's parable questions the compatibility of free will and divine providence, suggesting that the burden of absolute freedom is too great. This internal conflict within Ivan Karamazov reflects the broader tension in society between Enlightenment rationality and religious tradition. Friedrich Nietzsche, a contemporary of Dostoevsky, proclaimed that God is dead, asserting that the decline of religion would lead to new moral frameworks. Nietzsche contended that without a divine source, humans must create their own values. Dostoevsky, however, questions whether humans can bear the weight of this responsibility without falling into despair or nihilism. Nietzsche's critique of traditional morality and Dostoevsky's exploration of faith present a profound dialogue on human autonomy. Nietzsche celebrates the potential for individual greatness in the absence of divine dictates. Yet, Dostoevsky warns of the potential for chaos and moral relativism. Both thinkers recognize the strength needed to forge a path in a seemingly indifferent world. but they diverge on where this strength should be rooted. Returning to Kierkegaard, his concept of the leap of faith complements Dostoevsky's vision. For Kierkegaard, faith is an existential choice, a commitment to a belief system without empirical certainty. This choice is deeply personal and involves embracing paradox and uncertainty. Kierkegaard argues that rationality alone cannot fully satisfy the human spirit. His vision of faith is not opposed to reason, but acknowledges its limitations in addressing existential questions. Critics of Kierkegaard's approach may point to its potential to justify irrational beliefs or dangerous ideologies. In response, Kierkegaard insists that true faith must be accompanied by ethical living and personal responsibility. It is not an excuse for unchecked passion or fanaticism, but an invitation to engage deeply with one's own beliefs and the world around them. In the context of modern society, where scientific understanding often challenges religious belief, the tension between faith and reason remains significant. The rapid advancement of technology and the increasing secularization of public life have amplified questions about the role of religion in providing meaning and ethical guidance. Here, Dostoevsky's narrative continues to resonate, inviting us to consider how faith might coexist with a commitment to reason and empirical inquiry. One contemporary application of these ideas is in the field of bioethics, where scientific progress raises complex moral questions. The debate over genetic engineering, for instance, forces us to confront the boundaries of human intervention in natural processes. Should we rely solely on scientific reasoning, or is there a place for ethical considerations informed by faith? Dostoevsky might suggest that faith provides a framework for grappling with the moral dimensions of such decisions, emphasizing the importance of compassion and humility. Furthermore, the modern resurgence of interest in spirituality, even among those who do not adhere to traditional religious beliefs, reflects an ongoing search for meaning beyond material success and scientific progress. The rise of mindfulness practices and the exploration of alternative spiritualities indicate a desire to integrate faith and reason, to find a balance that respects both empirical evidence and the human longing for connection and purpose. In examining Dostoevsky and Kierkegaard, we are reminded that the journey of faith is deeply personal and often fraught with doubt and contradiction. Yet, it is in this complexity that individuals may find a richer understanding of themselves and their place in the world. Through their works, both thinkers encourage a dialogue between faith and reason, inviting us to explore the depths of the human spirit and the mysteries that lie beyond the visible. This dialogue between faith and reason is not a new phenomenon. Historically, it has played a crucial role in shaping philosophical and theological discourse. During the Middle Ages, thinkers like Thomas Aquinas sought to reconcile Aristotelian philosophy with Christian doctrine, arguing that reason and faith were complementary paths to understanding truth. Aquinas believed that while reason could lead us to certain truths about the natural world, divine revelation was necessary to grasp the mysteries of God. This approach laid the groundwork for future debates on the interplay between faith and reason. In more recent history, existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus engaged with similar themes. However, their conclusions diverged from those of Kierkegaard and Dostoevsky. Sartre, for instance, famously declared that existence precedes essence, implying that humans must create their own meaning in a world without inherent purpose. Camus, in his exploration of the absurd, contended that the search for meaning in an indifferent universe could lead to rebellion rather than resignation. These views challenge Kierkegaard's assertion that faith can provide a meaningful framework for understanding existence. Kierkegaard's response to such existential critiques might draw on his concept of the leap of faith. He acknowledges that faith involves a decision that cannot be fully justified by reason alone. This leap is not blind or irrational, but is an informed choice made in the face of uncertainty. For Kierkegaard, the act of choosing faith is significant precisely because it transcends empirical evidence, allowing individuals to embrace a deeper sense of purpose and identity. The tension between faith and reason also permeates contemporary debates on secularism and religion's role in public life. In societies where secular values often dominate, the challenge lies in accommodating diverse belief systems while maintaining social cohesion. Here, thinkers like Charles Taylor have contributed by exploring how modern secularism might coexist with religious pluralism. Taylor suggests that secularism should be reconceived, not as the absence of religion, but as a framework that fosters dialogue among different worldviews. Moreover, the rise of global issues such as climate change and social inequality calls for a reevaluation of ethical priorities. Scientific reasoning provides critical insights into these challenges, yet it is often insufficient in addressing the moral and spiritual dimensions involved. Here, the integration of faith-informed perspectives can enrich the discourse by emphasizing values like stewardship, justice, and compassion. Religious and spiritual frameworks can inspire collective action by motivating individuals and communities to work towards common goals. One striking example of this integration is the encyclical Laudato Si by Pope Francis, which addresses environmental degradation from both scientific and theological perspectives. The document calls for an ecological conversion that recognizes the intrinsic worth of all creation. It merges scientific understanding with a moral imperative rooted in faith, advocating for sustainable practices that respect both the planet and its inhabitants. Critics, however, might argue that bringing faith into secular spaces risks undermining objective policymaking with subjective beliefs. They may contend that decisions based on empirical data are more likely to yield tangible results. Yet, this objection presupposes that reason alone suffices in grappling with the complexities of human experience. Kierkegaard and Dostoevsky would likely counter that faith offers insights into human motivations, aspirations, and ethical considerations that reason alone might overlook. The philosophical exploration of faith and reason thus remains vibrant and relevant. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, these enduring questions invite us to reflect on our values and assumptions. Kierkegaard and Dostoevsky remind us that the journey towards understanding is not a solitary endeavor, but a dialogue that encompasses doubt, hope, and the possibility of transcendence. Through their legacy, they challenge us to consider how faith and reason, rather than being adversaries, might work together to illuminate the path toward a more meaningful and compassionate existence. The synthesis of faith and reason offers a robust framework for addressing today's complex challenges. By valuing both empirical evidence and ethical imperatives, we can approach problems with a holistic perspective that acknowledges the full spectrum of human experience. This dual approach encourages a deeper engagement with the world, where rational analysis meets spiritual and moral insight. The works of Kierkegaard and Dostoevsky highlight that the interplay between faith and reason is not merely a theoretical exercise. Instead, it is a lived experience that shapes our understanding of identity, purpose, and community. They remind us that while reason seeks clarity, faith embraces uncertainty and the unknown. This dialectic invites us to ponder how we might create a society that honors both objective truth and subjective meaning. An open question remains: how can we effectively integrate faith-based values into secular discourse without compromising the objectivity needed for policymaking? This question invites ongoing dialogue as we strive for a future that balances these dimensions. Thank you for joining this exploration of philosophy and faith. We invite you to return for our next essay, where we will delve deeper into the role of ethics in artificial intelligence.